Good evening, everybody. It's Cutler here in the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast. It is already a new month, and here we are. It's October the 5th already. We're in a new month, and just what, 2 months to go, and we are looking at 2022. I'm so glad that you all decided to share this space with me. I appreciate you more than you can imagine. Let me just remind you of this. If you are perusing past my channel for the very first time, this channel is about motivation, it's about inspiration, it's about challenging us to show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. It doesn't mean that today was a wash. It doesn't mean that today was all bad. It doesn't mean that today went wrong at all. It just means that we're taking the time to see how can we do some self-improvement? How can we do some self-edification? How can we better ourselves and show up a better version of ourselves tomorrow than we did today? And how do we do that? We do that by going through this book that I wrote. It's my 7th book, Billboards to Better. We take a look at some of these quotes. We unpack them and we just apply them to our lives. We're riding down the highway, we're reading the billboards, and we're sharing them with each other. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I show up here only 1,800 seconds, for only 1,800 seconds, trying to make somebody better, trying to invite somebody to hop in the caravan along with us, trying to get somebody to do a retrospective look at ourselves, because I'm telling you, nobody takes a better look at you than you. I could just stay right there and talk to us. Nobody is equipped. Nobody is qualified. Nobody is more capable of taking a better look at you than you. So that's what we do here this evening, all right? And each Tuesday and Thursday when I show up for these 1,800 seconds, I usually like to start the evening off by asking you a challenging question before I go into the quotes for the evening. I don't want to make today any different. I want to ask you this. Are you and your friends more alike or more different? Are you and your friends more alike or more different? And then, are you okay with the differences? I want to ask you, do you remember your journey? Do you remember your promise? Do you remember that you're on a journey? Do you remember that you have promise? And how many good friends do you have? This is going to be a power-packed 1,800 seconds. So please go and tell somebody, listen, Cutler is here. Tell them to, you all go ahead and share this station, share this, like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and invite somebody. Tell your friends to come on, because we're going to talk about this and so much more as soon as I come back. Tell somebody, come on, let's talk to Cutler. I'll be right back.
Let's talk to Cutler. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to Cutler. Woo!
All right. I am so glad that you all are here. As that intro was playing, so many things were going through my head, and I'll share many of them with you in just a few moments. But I want to thank you for taking the time to show up, taking the time to share this broadcast, taking the time to invite me into your space, wherever it is, whether it's your living room, your dining room, your kitchen, your bedroom, your front porch, or even if it's out on a walk with you as you're exercising or just walking. Thank you so much for sharing this space and this time. I really do appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. I want to do a shout out to our LTTC VIPs. Those are the 3 people who usually get into the chat a little quicker than the rest of the passengers. So for tonight, the LTTC VIPs are Davis, who says good evening. Natural Diva says good evening, everyone. And Mick Diana says good evening. It's so good to see all of you. I'm thankful for you being here. And again, please make sure that you all share this, because what I consider you all are my fellow passengers. We're all family and friends, but I really do consider you fellow passengers. Why fellow passengers, Cutler? Because as we are riding along this highway, as we are looking and reading these billboards, we are strengthening each other. We are encouraging each other. We are motivating, we're pushing, and we're challenging each other to show up a little bit better. And we do that just by reading these quotes. Now, listen, this book is available over on Amazon.com. You don't need it to join the conversation, but it helps you because there are 366 quotes, one for every day, including leap year. There's a quote for every day. There's some bonus quotes. Run on over there and get them. And I promise you, while every quote may not necessarily be for you, you will not go through this book without finding something that is just for you, something that caters to where you are in that moment. All right. So then I want to go ahead and get started with our quotes for the evening. We're going to take a look at October the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And as we're getting started, I want to share this with you. Some people have asked me, because again, this is my seventh book. Some people have asked me, are you ever going to review any of your other books? I started this channel out on a previous platform. I started this channel by reviewing at the beginning of the pandemic, by reviewing my sixth book, When I'm Overwhelmed, How to Handle Life at Its Most Intense Moments. Recently, I have been asked if I would review this book, if I would go back and review this book. Some people were really blessed, and they were really strengthened by the contents of this book. So I'm definitely considering going back and doing a review of this book. And just today, I got a reminder from someone who says, you all are so kind. So I want to say thank you for that. You all are so extremely kind. And I appreciate that. I never take anybody's kindness for granted, because one person sent me a reminder and simply said, I am so thankful that you wrote this book. I'm so thankful that you wrote this book. We don't always get it right the first time. Lessons for the next generation. And I just all I can say is thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that so very much. And I'm not sure. I don't think these are available in audio just yet. I'll have to. I'll have to. I have to work on that and see. But they are also available on Amazon.com. Go on over to Amazon, take a look at those. And much like Billboards to Better, we don't always get it right the first time, is a compilation of 70 lessons. I'll give you an insight. One of my dear aunts died at the age of 70, so I capped this book off with 70 lessons that I would like to leave for the next generation. And of course, I hope I get a chance to share them while I am yet here. But in respect and honor of my aunt, I wrote 70 lessons in this book, of things that we just don't always get right the first time. But if God be gracious, if life is kind, we get a chance to see those lessons again. This book was really about handling difficult situations in life. It was really about getting in there and knowing that we're not alone, and a very practical perspective of how to handle the challenging moments in life. So I think I will at some point come back to those. I don't want to waste your time, but I just wanted to let you all know, to know that I see some of you saying that you have the books. Oh, Nadia, bless you, bless you. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that more than you know. So I think I will at some point go back to review those books. But for this evening, let's go ahead and get started with some of those questions and these quotes for this evening. Of course, on Tuesdays, I read the quotes from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And for Thursdays, I read the quotes for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So let's go ahead and get started with the quote for October the 3rd. It says, allow people to hate what you love and love what you hate. Allow people to hate what you love and love what you hate. The quote ends by saying this, two words, or three words, broaden your perspective. Have you ever wondered what the world would be like? And this is why I ask you all, are you more alike, or are you more different than your friends? And I asked that question because I was wondering, have you ever wondered what the world would be like if everybody were like you? What if they thought like you, reasoned like you, handled problems like you, interacted with people like you? What if all of your friends processed ideas like you? What if they only like the foods that you like? What if they listen to the music that you like? What if they what if they only did the things that you like? It amazes me that although we sometimes say that we don't expect, and sometimes we say that we don't want people to think like us, we can respond with such shock and awe and looks of disdain and approval, or disapproval rather, whenever our differences show up, whenever the differences show up in our friends. We do, you all. I've been out eating with friends who would literally turn their noses up and really work hard to control their facial expressions when my food came out. Why? Because I ate things that were different from them. I've been in conversations with friends who sometimes wanted to lambaste me or tar and feather me whenever my opinions were the complete antithesis of theirs. It's happened. Whatever happened to agreeing to disagree? Whatever happened, yes, whatever happened to the fact that variety is the spice of life? Whatever happened to letting people be themselves? Whatever happened to the privilege of being uniquely you? What happened to the right to be your own individual? Whatever happened to all of that? There are lots of foods that I like. I love squid. Yes, somebody asked me, "Do you like squid?" I like squid. I like sashimi. I like sushi. Yes, I love all of that. We might disagree on a number of issues. We don't always disagree about everything. Even more recently, think about it. We might disagree about the vaccination. We might disagree about abortion. We might disagree about political issues. We might disagree about racial issues. We might even disagree about social and religious issues. We might disagree about the kind of music we listen to. Are we not mature enough to disagree? Are we not mature enough to give people the space to hold different opinions? I think one of the reasons why some people perhaps stopped following me when I was on a previous platform, and I'll be very transparent with you all. I think one of the reasons some people stopped following me when I was on the previous platform was because of my views regarding things like police reform and my perspective regarding the racial climate in this country and my views regarding the political divide. Unlike some people, you all, I don't have an issue with people not liking what I like, with people not embracing what I embrace. I don't have a problem with that. Some of my dearest friends and I don't see eye to eye on certain issues, and that's okay. I wish that could be the mantra for all of us to say to our friends, listen, we don't see eye to eye on everything, and that's okay. Because one of the things and what's most important, one of the things that we do see eye to eye on are the principles of courtesy and mutual respect. That's a deal breaker. That's the bottom line for me. I don't expect to agree with everybody about everything, but that doesn't stop me from respecting them. I don't expect to like everything that everyone in my circles like. I just don't. We like different music. We like different clothing. We like different foods. We like different restaurants. We like different vacation spots. We do. But that doesn't stop me from extending to them the courtesy that I want them to extend to me. I don't expect to fully embrace the ideologies of everyone who comes into my space. I have friends of different religions, different trends and schools of thought. But that doesn't mean that I can't embrace them and treat them with kindness. Right? So what is my offering tonight? What is my offering tonight? It's what I call spatial difference. Give people the space to be different without looking at them sideways and thinking that they're crazy. Give them what I call my offering, spatial difference. We get upset with people when they don't think like us. We get mad with them when they don't behave like us. We get irritated with them when they don't respond like us. We get frustrated with them when they don't agree with us. You're going to end up with high blood pressure, have a heart attack, or maybe even a stroke. If you expect everybody to agree with you, and if you try to agree with everybody else, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We don't agree on everything. We don't agree on everything. In fact, one of my mentors said, learn how to chew up the meat and spit out the bones. A friendship does not have to end because there are some bones that you spit out. Our opinions, you all, our opinions and our opinions, our behaviors, our responses, our reactions, all of those things are based on our experiences. So good to see you all joining the chat. I appreciate that. Good to see you all. Again, how we think, what we like, how we be, how we respond, how we show up, how we react, how we do what we do, you all, they're all based on our experiences. All of those things are a function of our experiences, and none of us have the exact same experiences. So let us learn how to extend to each other the space to be different. and let them know that I'm okay with the difference. Let them know. And then I want you to know within yourself and to nurture within yourself the ability to be okay with the differences. We lose friendships because we dissolve friendships, we dissolve business relationships. We will cut things off just because we don't see eye to eye on everything. I know there are some deal breakers. Yes, I do know that. But we don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything. But the thing that we must see eye to eye on is what I call courtesy and mutual respect. All right? So allow people to hate what you love and love what you hate. Broaden your perspective. My offering is what I call spatial difference. All right, I hope you all like that because, again, if it doesn't apply to you, then pass that one on to somebody else. Let's make the world a more peaceful place. Got to make this world a more peaceful place and tell people, let's learn to embrace differences. Okay, again, where are these quotes coming from? Right here. Billboards to Better, 366 daily sources of motivation and inspiration along the highway of life. I love what you all are saying. Yes, it is a function, almost a function of the golden rule. Just it's a function of all of that. Yes, and these are lessons that we have to learn because how many of us can attest if we I can't see you all raising your hands, but how many of us can attest to the fact that sometimes we've lost friendships, we've lost relationships, we've lost colleagues, we've lost acquaintances simply because we didn't agree. And simply because we didn't know how to disagree. I'm challenging us this evening to know how to disagree, to know how to be different, and to allow people to give what I call spatial difference. All right. I'm going to go into the quote for October the 4th. The quote for October the 4th says this. The quote for October the 4th. Thank you all so much because I was asking, I was saying that I couldn't see you all raising your hands, but I see it, Cousin Mary. I see you all raising your hands saying, yeah, absolutely. You all, I have lost friends. Let me be transparent. I have lost friends. I not necessarily lost them, but I have cut off relationships because I didn't know how to embrace differences. I didn't know how to give others the space to be different. I thought we should all look alike, walk alike, talk alike, think alike, sing alike, dress alike, eat alike, all of that kind of stuff. I've sat with friends and sometimes when we got ready for the holidays and they talked about the things that you ate and all that kind of stuff. And they say, oh, do you eat chitlins? Oh, absolutely. I'm a country boy. I eat everything on the pig from the rooter to the tutor. I grew up on the ocean. So if it came out the water, I eat it. And they just go, oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. Don't turn your nose up. That's a part of my experience. It's just who I am. It's a nod to my ancestry. It's a nod to my family. That's who I am. That's what I do. That's how I be. That's how I show up. And I've learned to give people the space to be different, as I hope they've given me the space to be different. All right? And we can disagree respectfully. All right, you all, I got to move on to October. I got to move on. Somebody say, I see you. Amen to the chitlins. That's just who I am. All right, I'm going to move on to the quote for October the 4th. The quote for October, I'm so glad to see you. So glad to see some of you coming in and joining the chat. Please make sure that you do a thumbs up on the conversation if you haven't done so already. Quote for October the 4th says this, you all. On the quest to your individual promised land, devote more of your attention to the opportunities, not the obstacles. Do the work, not the worrying. On the quest to your individual promised land, and I could pause right there. I want to stop right there, you all, and remind us all that there is still a promised land to be had. And I'm not talking about a place beyond this world. I'm not talking about a place after this life is over, but I'm talking about right here while we are still alive and well. There are still dreams. This really comes from my soul. Because there are still dreams to turn into realities. There's still goals for us to accomplish. There's still aspirations to attain. There's still successes and victories for us to realize. And I know what happens, you all. Sometimes we can get distracted by the ugliness of life. But I want to remind us all that we still have purpose to fulfill, that we still have a hope and a future. I want to remind us of that. So I had to stop right there and said, on your quest to your individual promised land, don't forget you do have a promised land. And it's not when you die, but you have a promised land right here, a space where dreams become reality, a space where aspirations are attained, a space where successes and victories are realized, hopes are manifested. We have that promised land right here. Sometimes things will knock you off focus, they'll get you off course, but this conversation tonight is a reminder to get back on track. Keep doing the work and remember to see the good in each moment. I was sharing with a friend earlier today, you all, that sometimes in life we just don't know what to do. I know we like to think that we sometimes have all the answers, but there are moments when we just don't know what to do. Can I get any hand raises in the chat room for that? There are moments when we just don't know what to do, and the most we can do is the good that we think we should do in the moment. I need to say that all over again. Sometimes in life, we don't know what to do, if the truth be told. And I know people look to us for answers based on whether or not your profession, whatever your pedigree is, or your degrees and all that kind of stuff. People look to us for answers, but if the truth is told, we just don't know what to do. And the most we can do is the good that we think we should do in that moment. Life is like sometimes driving down a dark highway and experiencing the hope that life will come. I'm still driving and experiencing the hope that light will come. So what am I going to do? I'm going to stay on the highway and I'm going to keep driving and I'm going to stay awake and I'm going to stay in between the lines. And guess what, you all? If life, because this quote says, devote more of your attention to the opportunities and not the obstacles. So guess what, you all? Guess what? If life takes me along a detour, I'll just stay on the detour until I get back on the main road. And I won't look at it as an obstacle, but I will look at it as an opportunity. What kind of opportunity, Cutler? An opportunity to be rerouted from something that possibly meant me no good. And if I encounter potholes, that's okay. If I encounter speed bumps, that's okay, because I won't look at the potholes as an obstacle, but an opportunity to slow down and see the things that God wants me to see and to learn the lessons that life wants me to learn. It's all about focus, you all. Learn how to change your focus and see the opportunities more than the obstacles. I've learned how not to fuss and cuss all along the way, but to look and appreciate. Some of you all know that I now try to walk every day. And I was walking yesterday. When I was walking yesterday, I saw the clouds forming in the sky. And I was thinking the clouds are getting dark. It's going to rain. It's going to cut my walking time short. I won't have the time to do all of that. But guess what, you all? Rather than complaining, when I saw the clouds forming in the sky, rather than complaining about my walk possibly being cut off, I took it as an opportunity to marvel at God's handiwork. So what did I do? I took out my cell phone and started taking pictures of the cloud formations in the sky. And before I knew it, I had completed my entire walk. Look through a different lens, you all. Look through a different lens. What am I saying? It doesn't matter what it looks like. Keep doing the work. And to the extent that you can, and I know life is challenging, that's why I say to the extent that you can. I love your comments. Stay focused. Look through a different lens. It's never too late to make the adjustments in your life. Enjoy the journey. All wonderful stuff that you all are sharing. I appreciate that because I'm taking it in. Doesn't matter what life looks like. I know life is challenging. That's why I said, to the extent that you can, find something good in the moment. And if you can't find anything good in the moment, then remember these words. If nothing else, it's good to still be here. It's good to still be here. Stay the course. That's right. If you can't remember anything else good about the moment, remember this. It's good to still be here. Over the course of this past 18, 19 months, you all, I've learned I don't struggle with finding something good in the moment. I stood beside too many graves Watch too many loved ones buried and lowered in the ground. I don't struggle with finding something good in the moment. My name is not written on a white memorial flag blowing in the wind. Neither is there a tombstone with my name engraved in it. I don't struggle with finding something good in the moment. So for as long as I can, I'm going to keep focusing on the opportunities and not the obstacles. If nothing else, it is good to still be here. That's true. It is true. So what am I going to do? I'm going to focus on the opportunities and not the obstacles. I'm going to keep doing the work and not the worrying. I'm going to keep smiling and not frowning. I'm going to keep counting my blessings and not my burdens. I'm going to keep looking up and not looking down. I'm going to keep pressing ahead and not trying to go backwards. I'm going to keep moving and not allowing myself to become paralyzed. Just wanted to share that with you all. It is a space. It is a space of saying, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well. I didn't know I was going there, but that's what it's about, you all. Learning how to look at your opportunities and not your obstacles, and learning how to do the work and not the worrying. That is a space where you learn how to say, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, indeed it is well. All right. You all know I only have 1,800 seconds, so let me get to this other quote. Nikki, real good. And yes, we are still here. All right, I'm going to go to the quote for October the 5th. I got to get to this quote. All right. All right. This quote for October the 5th. You all are trying to push me beyond my 1,800 seconds, but I'm telling you, don't struggle. Don't struggle with finding something good about the moment. Some of you all may have seen me a couple days ago. I was out walking the National Mall and looking at those over 600,000 flags, those memorial white flags blowing in the wind. My name was not on one of those. I'm thankful. I find good in the moment. All right. I'm going to go to the quote for October the 5th, and it says, one good person by your side can be worth more than a whole army in your face. This quote is about appreciating the people, the good people, the few good people that there may be in your life. And understanding that while you may have come into this world alone, you all, you don't have to make this journey by yourself. You don't. I often talk about the gifts and the talents and the resources that we have in this life. But the truth of the matter is that among those gifts and those talents and their resources, don't forget the people. Don't forget the friends. Don't forget them. Your greatest asset, your greatest resource, your greatest gift are people. Are people. And you have to learn how to appreciate the people who come into your life and learn how to appreciate the value that they bring. Some people have a little value to add, and some people have a lot of value to add. Yes, you all are still talking about that space where all is well. And I'm glad, I'm encouraged by your comments. One person is saying, I feel so much joy lately that my life feels better to me. I'm telling you, listen, you all, when you're on a space, on a trajectory of better, you feel better about life. And sometimes it's not a matter of what's going on, but it's a matter of my focus. I'm focused on becoming better. So I call better to me. I'm determined to show up stronger tomorrow. So I call stronger to me. I'm determined to be wiser. So I call wisdom to me. And it doesn't matter. I see you sometimes. It doesn't matter that I'm working 7 days a week. I still feel better. I'm still calling wisdom. I'm still calling strength. K Sharp, you got it right. We show up here to embrace and strengthen each other. It's about community, you all. That's why we spend this time together. Appreciating the value that people add to our lives. For people who add value, keep them close. That's what I do. That's why I'm committed. That's why I show up these Tuesdays and Thursdays, because there's something that you all don't know that you add to my life, and that's called value. I know you can say, Cutler, how in the world is that? You don't even know half of us. I've learned to appreciate whatever value people add, however they add it. I've learned to keep people close to my heart, close to my mind, close to my soul. Because when I'm trying to navigate when I'm trying to navigate the unknown waters in life, it's not always their strength that I need, but sometimes it's a matter of needing their devotion. I need devoted friends. I need praying friends. I need concerned friends. I need listening friends. I need counseling friends. That's what I need. And while I need friends, you all listen, here's the challenge. While I need friends, I also strive to be a friend. That's my challenge for us this evening. Be what you need. So I challenge us this evening. Just don't look for those friends, but look to become that kind of friend. There's a story scripture talks about two friends named Jonathan and David, and the king sought to kill David. I'm just going to tell this story and be done. The king sought to kill David. When the king sought to kill David, it was his friend Jonathan's devotion that saved him and helped to cause him to ascend to the throne himself. One good friend, as this quote says, one good friend beside you will help you defeat a whole army against you. All right. I want to say thank you all so much for sharing this time, for sharing this space. I'm so encouraged by your thoughts, by your comments, by your feedback, by your chats. Do me a favor if you haven't done so already. Do a thumbs up on this conversation. It just says to YouTube, hey, I like what that guy's talking about. It says to me, Cutler, I'm encouraged by the conversation. We'll be right back here Thursday at 8 o'clock live. And until then, you all, let's keep doing what we do. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Let's keep our heads up. And more importantly, let's keep our hopes up, our expectation, our belief that better is on the way and that better is manifesting each time we show up. As this Delta variant is out there, as this pandemic continues, I say to you all, as we always say, thank you, Tracy, as we always say, stay safe and stay sane. And know this, from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. Good night, everybody.